newly re-elected our councillor from ward number 5, Mississauga, and actually I was trying to contact Carolyn to give her, to congratulate her on her this landslide victory, but I didn't know honestly yesterday morning that what had happened at Westwood Mall on Diwali night. So where we will congratulate Carolyn, but I want to talk to her about this issue. She's already on top of that and she has the update and we will talk to her. Carolyn, first of all, welcome and congratulations on this landslide victory again.
Thank you very much, Rajinder. I have to thank all the voters, particularly in Malton, who came out in very strong numbers. It was really very gratifying to have such good support, and I thank every single person who voted. Even if they didn't vote for me, at least they got out and voted. And it was a very nice day for me. Thank you.
Okay, Carolyn.
And then the next morning became a disaster. And I was on the phone all day yesterday. That's why I couldn't go on your show.
Okay.
Fresco is part of the problem. They were selling mountains of fireworks past closing hour, which attracted purchasers who then fired them off in the parking lot, attracting more crowds. And the landlord for the mall has since informed them that there will be no fireworks sales for any holiday anytime in the near future at Fresco. The second thing that was important is there were 28 officers responded quickly, and they got there before the crowd got out of control. I spoke to Superintendent Higgs, and he said it was under very good control, and I've seen videos of it. The police were very efficient. I spoke to the chief, and we're meeting next week to look at measures to prevent future incidents, as well as to get rid of this car racing and general unruly behavior that's been on the increase, especially in the summer months. Next, I am opening a review of the city's bylaws on fireworks at the first regular council meeting, as well as additional bylaw enforcement officers for the summer months at our first budget meeting. It's good to talk about some of the positives. A whole army of young Sikh kids and various national groups showed up and picked up every speck of cardboard and dirt and everything that was on that parking lot, and was all cleaned up by 3 o'clock. The city arranged our contract sweepers. They'll be paid by the mall, but it's very hard to find sweepers to clean the pavement this time of year. But we sent the city ones up there last night, so it's all clean. The mall hired outside security for an indefinite time in the future, and they stopped an attempt last night to do the same thing again. So I would like to praise the fast action of the police. I would really like to praise the young volunteers who cleaned up the garbage. I don't know who organized them, but they were fantastic. I want to thank our city staff for their assistance providing the sweepers, and I want to thank the management of Westwood Mall, who are a strong member of our community. They do Canada Day there every year. I hope this hasn't discouraged them from doing it for next year. But this has really been a tragedy for the first day of our term, but we're on top of it.
Okay, Carolyn, first of all, thank you so much. I can understand you were so busy whole day yesterday. My question is that this is not the first time when a fight has erupted at Westwood Mall. We have seen fights between various groups of youth in the recent past also, but this took almost ugly turn when two groups were almost at the confrontation stage and on religious lines. This we have never seen, and I'm sure most of them were international students who have come here to study. And the kind of situation it was, it would have been volatile, it would have been taken such a serious turn had police not intervened.
Well, the police were there very quickly, and they've got a good force that they can send. If they can send 28 officers there within minutes, the police have responded extremely well, and there's more heavy policing going on in Malton, and the chief has even better plans for the future, which I'll be able to report on a show probably in a week or two after we have our meeting. I don't know if you can say it's students. When I watched, I had tons of videos sent to me. What I watched happen was they were carelessly shooting off the fireworks, and some of them were the handheld ones, and they come out in a spray. I think one person hit another person with it, and that started the fight between two people. And there were flags flying from two religious groups, and they sort of all started, looking like they were going to cross the little no man's land in the middle and start a real fight. And thank goodness the police were there, and they stayed calm. They didn't go in there with riot police and shields and all the rest of it. They were hatless, and they were just using their bodies and their hands to make sure people stayed apart. But I think the real problem, and I know we've had a fight there before with cricket bats. It was a couple of years ago. But this one last night, or the night before, was, in my opinion, fueled by alcohol, because some of those people looked like they were drinking out of bottles. It also was fueled by just the crazy fireworks that were going off. There was no organization to it. When we do Canada Day, our fireworks are done by professionals off the roof of the mall. We don't shoot fireworks in the parking lots, and that's got to stop. And we actually passed a bylaw at City Council a couple of years ago that said you can do fireworks on your own property on certain holidays. I think that has to be reversed. I think that has to stop. People are abusing that privilege. And when you get noise and you get smoke and you get a big crowd gathering, there's a crazy momentum that takes place, and it causes people to do things they wouldn't normally do. And that's what we've got to look at. We've got to look at the causes, we have to look at the effect, and we have to look at how to stop it. And I'm even talking to the mall about putting metal arms down at 1 a.m. to block anybody going in and out of that plaza. The only thing we have to be concerned about is if there's a fire or something's going on. The fire department has to be able to lift those arms and get in there quickly. So we're going to be talking about that with the fire folks as well. But this is kind of like a catalyst to make us all look at all the things we've been doing for the last couple of years and saying they're not working anymore, and we have to do more. And we have to make sure all the residents of Malton have peace and quiet in the summer months instead of car racing and instead of fireworks going off all the time. The comfort of the people, the mass people who live there, is more important to me than those who are going to be unhappy because we can't shoot fireworks off for 5 days. So that's my job, and that's what I will do.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you for taking all those measures. But my last question is that I have got around more than 200 messages, 300 messages, and dozens of calls. The question people are asking is, was it a sudden happening, or was it well planned? The kind of flags we were seeing, was it all of a sudden, or it was very, very well planned? From where all these people came with all those flags?
Well, the flags were also being sold. The flags were being sold in the mall. Okay. So if you're going in to buy fireworks, you might buy flags as well. I don't think it was planned. I think it was a spontaneous explosion. And part of it was because I think we're getting a little careless. We're getting a little careless with our bylaws, and we're not paying close enough attention to what's going on in stores like Freshco. And it's time for a crackdown. I don't think this was some religiously driven, planned event. I don't believe that. Not from all the videos I've watched. I think it was one of those horrible, all the circumstances came together incorrectly, and it just got out of hand. And I refuse to believe that the good people of Malton purposely planned some war in the middle of Westwood Square Mall. It just didn't happen that way. I think from everything I saw, it was aggravation through smoke, through fireworks, through alcohol, and through people being able to buy flags and wave them around. It was just a very unfortunate thing, and there are kinds of things we can put in place so it won't happen again.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. These videos are viral, being shared all over the globe, and particularly in Indian media. I can tell you this was the main news headline, front page news in all the Indian national mainstream newspapers over there. So Indian media is also very, keenly and seriously covering this incident which happened at Westwood Mall in Mississauga. It is really, really unfortunate. You are already on the top of that. But my last submission is that we should have, though there is already police post in Westwood Mall, but we should have more surveillance in this area so that such situation don't occur again.
What I'm asking the chief for this week is to speed up bringing a division, a full police station, a half police station with a full division into Malton. I think that's going to make a huge difference. And there's space on Derry in this massive new mall that's going in. I think we have to have a much sharper police presence because we're isolated. It's not because we have bad people in Malton. We don't. It's because we're isolated by all the industry around us and by the airport. And we need that attention there in Malton, and we need to make all our residents feel safer.
Okay, thank you so much. And good thing is that you will be serving this area for another 4 years. Malton has always been your favorite place, Carolyn, and I am very much confident that once you are on top of these issues, we don't need to be much worried about that. What has happened has happened. It is a past. Let's move forward now.
Thank you, Rajinder. Thank you very much. We got to hang on to that thought, and we've also all got to do our jobs to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Thanks, Carolyn. Thank you so much, and all the best to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You do a great job. You're very important in the community, and I really appreciate the opportunity to explain this.
Same here, Carolyn. Thank you very much. ਇਹ ਸਨ Carolyn Parrish, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਮਾਮਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਲੋਜ਼ਲੀ ਵਾਚ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਔਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਚਲੋ ਫਰੈਸ਼ਕੋ ਹੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਸਟੋਰ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗਰੋਸਰੀ ਦਾ ਬੜਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਟੋਰ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਲੇਟ ਨਾਈਟ ਤੱਕ ਬੰਦ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਬਾਵਜੂਦ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹਾ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਪਟਾਕੇ ਵੇਚੇ ਗਏ ਔਰ ਕੈਰਲਨ ਦੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਝੰਡੇ ਆ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਵਿਕ ਰਹੇ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਟ ਵਾਜ਼ ਆਲ ਸਪੌਂਟੇਨੀਅਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰੀ ਪਲਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਪਰ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਚੀਫ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਾਲ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਧਿਕਾਰੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਰਿਕੁਐਸਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਸ ਵਧਾਈ ਜਾਵੇ ਪੈਟਰੋਲਿੰਗ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੀ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਵਧਾਈ ਜਾਵੇ ਸਰਵੀਲੈਂਸ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਵਧਾਇਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸ਼ਰਾਰਤੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਮੁੜ ਤੋਂ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਇਹਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਉਹ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ ਐਸੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡਿਪੋਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਕੀ ਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਲਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਸਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟਸ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਲੋਕਲ ਸਿਵਲ ਐਡਮਿਨਿਸਟ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ